What would really help you with sticking to your diet plan is nailing some batch cooking techniques, because we all are very busy and we don't have time to cook throughout the week. Takeaway is expensive and home cooking is amazing. So whether you're doing it for budget or health reasons, you're welcome to join me on this batch cooking episode.
Cutting a lot of veggies, remember to hone your knife to keep it sharp. And jumping straight into potatoes, they're about to be roasted, and this is one of the easiest way to do it is to first boil them in some cold water for about 15 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm going to prepare my eggplant for the Indian eggplant or bharta, and I'm going to steam it for around 20 minutes for each of the eggplants using my pressure cooker. I would like to keep my oven free in order to use it for other things. This is roasted vegetables, and I'm starting with the carrots, which you can slice like so. I'm using 2 carrots. And broccoli head, make sure it's nice and clean and there are no insects inside. Chop it up into small pieces which are of approximately the same size, and make sure they're dry so they can get roasted properly. Cruciferous vegetables are a source of wonderful phytochemicals which are especially beneficial for ladies. And of course, fiber. Zucchinis are slightly underrated, I feel. They can be enjoyed in pastas, lasagnas, or just roasted like that. Take this video as a sign to roast some onions because they are amazing. After you roast them, all the bitterness and the smell is gone and you are left with sweetness and with amazing flavor. They make a great combo with sweet and sour toppings such as balsamic vinegar, soy sauce. This is what I'm doing here. I'm going to marinate them for around 20 minutes before I will move into roasting them. Meanwhile, the potatoes are getting there and they have passed the fork test. Smash them while they're still warm. Once they cool down, it's going to be really hard to get into it. And don't be too tidy. The messy edges are going to give you a wonderful crisp once you roast them. Lay them out on a baking tray. Add the herbs. If you have a sprig of rosemary, add it in. 200 degrees Celsius, roast them for around 15 to 20 minutes or until the edges are golden. And now watch that. This is a new bell pepper deseeding hack that I had to try, and it works. Bell peppers add amazing flavor and sweetness, and it is enhanced when they are roasted. It's super tender, super flavorful, and they can be used with leftover pasta as part of stir fries and in bowls or wraps, or just by themselves as a side. Arrange them veggies on a tray. If you have more space, just spread them out more evenly. 400 Fahrenheit, 200 Celsius, roast for 15 minutes before taking them out to add some spices and tomatoes. I'm adding balsamic vinegar for sweetness and some acidity, some smoked paprika for flavor, and of course cherry tomatoes. They can go amazing in pastas and sauces and bowls, and can be served as appetizers. And in 15 minutes we are going to be ready. Beautiful. Wait for the veggies to cool down and store them in a preferably airtight container. Second batch, carrots, zucchini, onions. If you have 2 baking trays, you can finish it in one go. I probably have to invest in my kitchen inventory. When it comes to serving, roasted vegetables are super versatile. Combine them with roasted potatoes, with boiled potatoes, with rice, with quinoa, with buckwheat. Or you can have a little bit more fun using them in wraps or bowls, or even spring rolls, especially if you have troubles digesting fiber. Meal prep cannot be ready without a dip, and this week it's going to be bharta Indian eggplant. Eggplants are almost ready, very soft after they've been steamed, and a friend of mine who is from India told me that the secret is using lots of onions, super soft eggplants, and some flavorful tomatoes. Start with an onion, medium dice, preheat the pan at medium-high heat and saute the onions for around 5 minutes or until translucent. Next up is garlic and diced ginger. I used to use paste because I was quite lazy, but the flavor is just not the same. They are also going to go into the pan, and while cooking you're going to check on your ginger if it's been cooked through or not, and this will define the readiness of the meal. Cook for 1 to 2 minutes before adding the chopped tomatoes to develop the flavor. Mix it all really well and allow it to cook while we are mushing our eggplants. We need them soft. I'm peeling off the skin here and getting all those eggplants ready. Throw them under the lid and cook for 10 more minutes or until all the vegetables, including ginger, are soft. The dried spices, to develop the maximum flavor, we are going to add them in the end of the cooking process. 1 teaspoon curry powder, 1 teaspoon cumin, half a teaspoon of coriander, half a teaspoon of ground mustard, half a teaspoon of ginger. Warm the spices up between your fingers as you're adding them. It's going to help with the flavor. Cook for 1 to 2 minutes further and you're ready. Enjoy it with flatbread, with bread, legumes, especially with chickpeas. Here I'm serving it with kidney beans and some mushrooms. I have prepared a great source of plant protein, also a source of minerals including zinc and iron and vitamins such as folate and vitamin K. And these are edamame beans. Yes, this is a soy product, but it's in a whole food side. Start with boiling water, add the beans, bring the water back to boil, cook for 5 minutes. Drain, rinse with cold water for food safety reasons, and store in the airtight container for up to 4 days. Edamame beans can be enjoyed as a snack, sprinkled with some salt and some nooch as part of salads with some soy sauce, or as a part of a good hearty meal.
And here you can find another example of a meal prep and a real simple curry right here. And I'll see you in the next one.